perfect. It is 72 degrees with a bit of a breeze, so I apologize for any of the background wind. I'm going to be starting today on Robert Lynn. From what I can tell, he died August 18th, 1881, aged 80 years. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this Endurance Gravestone Monument Cleaner and give him a good soak. Okay, it's best to let that sit for about 10 minutes. So while we do that, I'm just going to take you on a quick little tour of the cemetery and give you an idea of where we're at. So I am in Iowa, which is in the Midwest of the United States. And I've been cleaning this cemetery for about 6 years. You can tell where I began. I started here in the older section. And I'm going to come up here so you can start to see some of my very first stones. And you'll also see some stones that have been cleaned, but you may not be able to tell that they have been cleaned. And I'll explain why in just a moment. So here are some of my very first stones that I cleaned. We have Joycey, Mary, her infants, Sydney, Augustine, and you can see that they are pristine white. The cleaner that I use works over time. Yes, there is an immediate getting some dirt and grime off, but we're talking about decades, even centuries of biofilm. So it is going to take a long time to clean. I've cleaned these, but more recent. I believe I did, let's see, their name's Maddie. I believe I did them 2 summers ago. I did this older section here. And you can tell that they still have a little bit more time. I started with this one, Sarah, one summer, and then the following summer, I did this one. So you can tell how much of a difference 1 year makes. Okay, and then we have these little ones. These are young babies, infants, and I really enjoy cleaning them because knowing that they don't have a direct line of descendants really makes me feel that pull towards them. I did this. Unfortunately, this stone did break, and I am not trained at the moment to fix this. That is on my want list to learn how to do. And then these stones I did last summer. So you could see the progression through the years of my cleanings. Okay, so now it's been 5 minutes or so since I have first sprayed. So we're going to come back and I'll set this up. I'll give you, whoa, sorry about that. I'll look around. The back is just filthy. I do need to spray that down there so it has a little bit of time to sit. All right. All right, Mr. Roger, are you ready to be cleaned? I'm going to start with my gloves. The cleaning tool that I use is a very gentle solution. However, I still like to protect my hands so they don't get all dry from being wet for hours. So that's why I'm using these gloves. I went ahead and I sprayed with this Endurance Monument Cleaner. It's a fabulous product. And then I'm going to give one more wash with water this time. When I clean stones, it's best to have things wet. It comes off that much easier. I won't be scratching the stone at all. One of the questions that I always ask, or am asked, do I have permission? Yes, I have permission from the city and also from the caretakers here at the cemetery to do this cleaning. So now I'm just doing a nice spray of water just to get it wet. The wind is drying it out just a little bit, and it comes off so much easier when it's wet. Oh, that's stuck there. All right, Roger. First thing I'm going to do is just give a nice little rub down with this brush. They are natural bristles, and I go nice and gently through it. Just going to give a little roughage to the biofilm that is attached to it. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. I'm going to move around towards the back. The back is filthy. Sorry, I almost at an angle here. Alright, we're going to go back to the front. And the cleaner has been sitting there for a good 10 minutes. The next thing I'm going to do is get my scraper and go across very gently. I'm not going to press very hard. Whatever comes up is what's meant to come up. I know that there's bubbles there, but what this is biofilm, which is lichen, algae, dirt, all of that stuff that has accumulated over decades. Actually, for him, it's been, I don't know, 140 years. Some more. No. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but this is what's called biofilm. It's lichen, algae, dirt, and all of that just adheres to the stone, and over time it hardens and it becomes almost sticky. I mean, right now it's disintegrating, falling apart, but it attaches to the stone and it's very hard to get off. So I'm not scraping very hard. Again, whatever comes off is meant to come off. Whatever does not come off, the Endurance cleaner will continue to work over time. Some more water. It is drying out really quickly. It's a beautiful day. I know with my microphone it might sound like I'm going really rough on this stone, but I'm not, I promise you. These are all tools that are supplied and recommended by Preservation, or Atlas Preservation, excuse me. All right, I'm gonna get another brush. These brushes are also available at Atlas Preservation. I like them because you can get into all the little nooks and crannies. This is the first time I'm using this brush this year. I really like it. This right here says aged 80 years. This is saying AUG August 18th, 1881. You'll notice that all this black stuff is not coming up very easily. That's because it's decades of this biofilm, lichen, dirt, all this stuff that has adhered to the stone and hardens. I never use a power washer. That's just going to break the stone, scratch it. So I'm only using these gentle products. Whatever comes off is meant to come off, and the rest will die off over time. Alright, and down here is an inscription. I don't know what this says. I did not see this earlier when I first sprayed, so let's see if we can clean it up. Rest Father, and I'm not for sure what that says yet. Quiet sleep. I'll have to wait and see. Alright, give it another clean. Another little rinse with water. Bigger brush. Now this down here, I'm not necessarily going to get all the way down, but that's okay because as I rinse it and the cleaner runs down, it'll just automatically clean it over time. All right, let's move around to the back. The back is dried off significantly, so we'll add some more water so it comes off easier. It's really noisy today. The cemetery has gotten to be along a busy road. The community is growing and expanding, and it's also out towards a state park, which is just opening for the season, and everyone is anxious to get out and enjoy this nice weather. All right, here we go. Fun. Oof. It's so satisfying. I mean, just look at that. Oh no. Huh. All right. All right, I'm going to give it a rinse, and I know it's still going to look black and it's still going to look dirty, but we just took off decades of filth and grime. The biofilm that attaches to itself, it sticks and it becomes very sticky and adheres to the stone. And I'm not going to risk putting the stone or to do any damage to the stone. So whatever comes off, and what does not come off, just over time will eventually die off. That natural living organism will die and fall off, and then you'll end up with your pure white pristine stone. All right. That's good there. Rinse my sides, and then we'll go around and just do one final rinse to the front. Let's come back around. You see that stuff that I cleaned off and brushed is already dried and stuck back to the stone. So that's why I want to get it nice and wet again. I'll give it another little scrub and then do a rinse. And Robert Lynn will be good to go. It is a windy day, so sorry about that wind. All right, let's do a rinse. You might see that there's still a lot of black on here. That is decades, centuries of dirt and grime that have attached to the stone. It's not all going to come off today. It's going to take months, maybe even a couple of years for it to get white like this. But we've helped it along. It's all live organism, all that black stuff, lichen, moss, dirt that has stuck together, stuck to the stone. It hardens, and then it just takes so long for it to clean. But it's worth it. Robert, you are remembered. You are cared for. I can't wait to see what you look like. All right. There's Robert. What we'll do is we're going to wait for you to dry just a little bit, and then I will do one more one more spray on you.